Hi, guys. All right, let's see who's in here. We have the Rusty Pepper. We have Lori's World. We have Pups and Crochet. We have Lone Star Pioneering. Pups and Crochet, I got your t-shirt ordered, but I'm about to go out of town and they don't have it ready yet, so it won't get ordered. Mailed to you yet. She won my Harvest Moon giveaway.
Oh,
my Harvest Moon giveaway winner. Yeah, I actually did get some new friends out of that, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I didn't know how that was going to. Hi, Blue Collar Homestead. They sent me like a hi, Arizona Highland Homestead. Now my phone's making buzzing noises over here.
You're popular tonight.
I know. People trying to call me, text me. I'm like, I'm live. Yeah. So I guess Blue Collar Homestead didn't know that I recently had a stalker on Instagram.
Ooh.
And so anybody who sent me an Instagram message that was a personal message, I did not get it because I had to change it. So when I changed it, I went ahead and put it under my second channel, which is Coupon Gail, just to make it harder for that person to find me.
I was trying to tag you earlier and I
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't figure out how to close the account all the way, so I just started a new one, and I mostly use it to communicate back and forth with people from YouTube is what I use it for.
Yeah.
So I wasn't overly concerned about the things I'd posted because everything I'd posted pretty much is on YouTube or Facebook or in my phone.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't really worried about that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know. It wasn't fun. The stalker kind of like took the message where I was pretty much saying no and sent that to my phone and then called me. And then I called it back. And when I did that, I gave them my phone number by accident. So then I had to change my phone number.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So it just made a made a big, huge mess. Hi,
Just
Modest
annoying, yeah.
User. Yeah. Yeah, it made a really big mess. But I think I got it all fixed up. And I really haven't had any problems lately. There's been a few thumbs down, but that's pretty normal.
Yeah, I don't understand people. It's like really like...
Yeah, sometimes you think it's your stalker person, but it could just be somebody you've had a disagreement with, or you made a comment you thought sounded nice, but maybe to them they were like, don't really like that comment.
Well, I know I've accidentally clicked it before, but then I usually try to unclick it, but I could see it happening like accidental or whatever. But
yeah, I've done that. I looked down, I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to.
I was like,
down.
Homestead, and then I'm like, oh, they can't see this, can they?
Yeah, and then you go over and change it, and I don't think. Yeah. I think it takes some of the thumbs downs away too, just like thumbs up and views and all kinds of other stuff. I guess I heard today it takes thumbs down away too, but hopefully I don't get that nice little troll that was over in Boots and Bounty Homestead just a while ago. And that same one was over in Big Dreams Homestead the other day when she was doing her marathon lives.
Oh gosh, yeah, I've seen a few people complaining about it. Fortunately, I've never been in a live when it's happening, so
yeah,
that's annoying.
It doesn't bother me that much as long as they're not like cussing,
Yeah,
naughty things.
Pesky. Yeah,
just being a little bit pesky, that doesn't bother me too much. Hello, CB, Hooga Homestead.
Hooga.
Hi, Broke Cowgirl Homestead. How are you? Hi, Anne Marie. Thank you. Yes. Yes. I thank you. I want a crochet Christmas ornament, and I don't crochet, so I gave it to Pups and Crochet, which is my new friend from the Harvest Moon giveaway. So,
all right, nice, yes.
I mean, it was just somebody that was on my mind because I had said hi to her, maybe put her link up, and I knew she did crochet. So, if it was cross stitch, I could have kept it and gave it to my stepdaughter because she does.
Oh yeah.
But I don't do. I have quite a few hobbies, but that's not one of them.
I learned how to make scarves, and then after like everyone I knew had like 30 scarves, I quit.
Yeah, it's like, okay, what am I going to do? Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I do have a craft project I'm going to start working on when I get back in town. I'm going out of town to see my sister, who was recently diagnosed with cancer. So,
Oh no, I'm so
but
sorry.
this is not like for the doctor's appointments and stuff. We're going just to visit with her.
Just to see her
So,
and everything. Yeah.
yeah, we're just going to go visit with her because we haven't seen her in a while. So, thank you, Anne Marie. All right, we're going to get started on the questions. And I know the answer to some of these questions. I'm just asking them so the people out here will know.
Okay.
What state are you in?
I am not in any state. I am in Canada. I am in the province of Ontario, in Brampton, which is a suburb of Toronto.
Okay.
Or Toronto, as we say it up here.
That actually kind of answers another question.
Oh,
we'll
sorry.
get back to that. Have you always lived in Canada?
No, I have not.
Hello,
Black. I don't want to answer any more questions.
Oh yeah, you're afraid you're gonna. I know.
I'm afraid I'm gonna spoil it.
There's other people that do that. Like they'll be talking and they'll answer the question from the other. And here's the one right here. How did you come up with your channel name? So I'm guessing that's why it's
City of Brampton.
Thank you.
Yes.
Looks like you made a new friend tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. Nice
Hi,
to meet
Ranch.
you. AZ, Arizona, I'm assuming. Highland Homestead.
Yeah.
Sherry and Bobby. Nice to meet you. Yeah, so I live in Brampton and I was trying to come up with a name. My sewing channel, my sewing persona is That's Sew, SEW Venice. And it came about probably 20 some years ago. I fell in love with the city of Venice and I just kind of used it as my nom de plume on online. You know, everything was anonymous back then on Yahoo and whatever. So I was Venice. And people would be like, oh, are you Venice, Florida, Venice, California, Venice, Italy? I figured it would be way too confusing to do a gardening channel with the name Venice and being in Canada. So I just was like, I don't know what to choose. So I figured I'd just go with something easy to remember and descriptive. So it's worked well.
It's easy. It's just not a short name. You know, because some of them have these channel names that are like 6, 7, 8 words long, and you're like, whoa, you know. I mean,
and I didn't do any funky spelling or anything like that. I'm just like, nope, I'm just going to keep it simple, easy to find. Yeah. Because I remember back in one of my classes in high school, and they were talking about, you know, starting a business. And one of the tips was if you use the city name in your business, it lends credibility and like time, right? Like, so if you opened up a paint store and I called it Rochelle's Paints, whatever, but I name it Brampton Paint and everyone will think, oh, it's been here 30 years, right? It just lends weight to the name. So
yeah,
I used that reasoning and here I am.
My younger sister, the one that I'm going to see that was recently diagnosed with cancer, she is actually the one that came up with my channel name.
Oh, nice.
She set it out and I thought, because I had told her I was thinking about doing a YouTube channel. Of course, my family was completely shocked because I'm kind of a shy personality. And they're like, whoa, really? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, I have this channel name. I'm like, oh, I like that. So I kept it. And that's the name I'm using. How long have you had your YouTube channel?
I started in January. So just this year, I started in January with hardly any subscribers for the first several months because I didn't know what I was doing. And I just kind of started. And then I joined a Facebook group for garden YouTubers. And it just kind of rolled from there. So I think it's going pretty good. I'm doing all right. So my goal is to hit 600 by New Year's. So we'll see if we get there.
Yeah, I bet you could totally do that.
I hope so. Yeah.
I mean, I watched some of your videos today. I mean, they're nicely done and professionally done. I mean, you have some great gardening knowledge. Hi, Homestead Aquarius.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's just kind of hard figuring it all out, you know, because I do it pretty much all on my own. Like sometimes, you know, I'll have my daughter or my husband hold the camera really quickly, but most of it I'm, you know, setting up on a tripod or trying to balance it on something. And yeah, it's
that's hard. It's hard. And I was having trouble with, and being without your tripod is like the worst thing in the world. Because I went like a couple of months where I broke one and didn't have one yet. and it was like the hardest thing in the world. I almost like couldn't really take videos. So you've got to have a tripod. Really, you need to have a couple. You got to have a backup for when your other one, some little part breaks on it or something. So, hi, Dragon's Picks.
Saying hi to everybody. Hi, Dragon's Picks. Hi, Blacks. Hi, Rusty Pepper. Thanks for coming in.
Okay, tell us about your channel. Like what kind of stuff you do on your channel.
My channel. So I live in a townhouse in a suburban neighborhood. It's a fairly small lot, and I started out mainly flowers, mainly like landscaping and flowers, and then a few, like every year I'd grow a few tomatoes and some herbs. And then over the last few years, it's just kind of gotten more and more. And then last spring, with everything that had happened, we couldn't get to the regular garden center. Nothing was open. So my husband went to the dollar store and grabbed a bunch of seeds. And then he found a few other seeds at Home Depot. And so all of a sudden I was just planting a bunch of stuff. I had a bunch of beans I was growing, all kinds of different annuals I'd never grown before. And then last summer, I discovered seed swaps. So last fall, and I'm way smarter this year, but I did over 50 different seed swaps.
Wow.
And so I ended up with plants, herbs, flowers, vegetables I had never even heard of, much less tasted, much less grown before. And so this year's, I grew hundreds and hundreds of things from seed. Like I had over like 200 petunias alone that I grew from seed. And that was just one of the flowers that I grew. I went a little crazy.
Yeah, I wanted to try everything too. This is my first time to really get like exotic type seeds, I had stayed in my comfort zone of tomatoes, jalapenos, squash, maybe some onions, mainly maybe bell peppers. I stayed in really my comfort zone. And then as we started seed swapping right before, the last winter before Shed War started, we started all seed swapping, and I started getting these, really rare seeds I'd never heard of. And it's like, oh, this is so cool. And I wanted to try everything. I wanted to grow it and then, taste it and all that. Hi, Ricky Ventures. Let's see. Did I miss anybody else?
It's cold in here. Like our temperature, we were in the 70s for like so long. And then today we're like dropped down to the 50s. And I'm in the office. It's like the farthest room from the furnace.
Yeah. Like, you're in the cold room right
I wish
now.
I'd worn a shirt with full sleeves. These are only 3/4.
Yeah, it's in the, I think it was like maybe, do you grow okra? This year I grew regular okra and I grew red okra. Dawn Lee, I don't know if I said hi to you, but hi.
I bought red okra seeds from M.I. Gardner last month, so I'll be growing red okra next year.
Next year, yeah. I'm actually doing red okra as a seed swap. I got mine last year in a seed swap with Mackenzie Lindstrom. She sent them to me.
Oh, nice.
Hi, Green Meadow Homestead. How are you? And so I really like it. That's a beautiful plant. Even if you didn't like okra, it just is such a pretty plant.
That's what I said. I said, I'm growing it whether I like to eat it or not. Both of my neighbors, neighbor right next door and then 2 houses over, they both like okra. So I'm like, well, if I don't like it, I know who I'll give my okra to. But hibiscus is my absolute favorite flower. And so I love anything in the hibiscus family. And those are related and a similar bloom. And I was just like, who knew they were beautiful like that? Wow.
I did not know. They were that pretty. Hi, Joe Serrano. I put it up there to remind myself to say hi, just to make sure.
Oh, yeah. I always end up like halfway through the live and I'm like, oh, yeah, I can put comments on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah. This time I was just doing it so just to acknowledge while you were talking that I knew he was here. Let's see. You probably kind of answered this, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it. What is your favorite thing to grow in the garden?
Well, Gizmo's favorite thing I grow in the garden would be tomatoes. And I would probably say tomatoes, but I also really love the herbs. I love being able to just go out and back and grab them quickly. And pepper, I don't know. It's really, really hard to just pick one. But I probably have to say if I could only grow one thing, it would be tomatoes.
Tomatoes, yeah. I did more tomatoes this year than I've ever done. and I still have tomatoes going outside. So, because it's Texas, it's still pretty warm here. And I planted some.
ripped mine out this week.
Yeah, they're still.
It's still warm. Like the peppers are still going great. Like they look totally fine. Every day I go out, like one more pot of petunias or something is just like bit the dust with these cooler temperatures. And then I ended up getting, I can't think what it's called with the tomatoes, the blight, which I've never had blight here before. But I think it was because we had such a late, warm, wet, super wet. Like we've had so much rain. And I know a lot of other people just in my area were saying, oh my God, I have blight on my tomatoes. I have blight. And we've never had it here. So I saw them. They look sad. I just went and pulled them all out, pulled out the green tomatoes, made some salsa verde. Yeah.
I had some caterpillars attack my squash. Oh. And I would say squash is almost like my favorite thing to grow. Like I just can't wait for that first squash so I can make zucchini bread or some kind of cool zucchini dish. And then when they're gone, when the caterpillars attacked them and I knew they weren't going to survive, I was like sad. I was like, oh, the squash is gone. Now I have to buy it from the store and it's not as good from the store.
Yeah, none of my squash, my zucchini died. My patty pan squash was doing really good for a long time and then never got any female flowers on it. And then it croaked. So yeah. I don't know what happened this year.
Yeah, I grew my first patty pan squash this year. Simply Jan Homestead sent me some seeds for that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And she didn't mark it patty pan squash. She marked it like winter squash, maybe.
Oh.
Or summer squash. But anyway, she marked it really general. So I really didn't know what I was going to get. And all of a sudden there was something white. And I saw the shape. I was like, oh, I know what that's patty pan squash. I've never grown it, but I know what it looks like, So,
yeah.
Is there anything in your garden that you grew that you're like, never again?
I say that every year with the radishes because I cannot grow a radish. Like, it will not bulb up for me. I did it in raised beds. I've done it in the ground. They hate me, but I keep trying because I have so many radish seeds.
Hi, Tina Ladybug. Maybe it has something to do with that cold climate because I did radishes this year for the first time, and I grew the red ones and I grew the white ones in the planter, the raised off the ground planter there that I had filled up all fall and winter myself. I've been composting and mending it, making it nice. And they grew in there. And every time I'd pull one out, it was Mackenzie Lindstrom that said that every time you pull one out, put another seed.
Oh, that's smart.
Pot.
Yeah.
So that was a good idea. So I kept doing that. But my sister-in-law, Freehandly Maid, she said she had some trouble with radishes. So I'm thinking y'all are both up real high. She's in Montana, you're in Canada. So maybe
I don't know.
With the weather.
They grow huge and big, and then I eat the seed pods all summer, so I'm okay with that. But I can't get them to bulb up. But I actually think it's better to kind of grow because when you get the bulbs, you just get one bulb per plant. But when you let it go to seed, you can get like 20 or 30 little pods off of each plant. So
yeah, I need to try that. I need to try that for next year.
And they're very good. Like they taste raw. They're look like a little tiny green bean. Raw, they taste exactly like a radish. And then you can cook it up like you would green beans or whatever, and it takes out the bit of the heat. You live on in Ontario, Green Meadow. Nice to meet you. Where in Ontario are you? That's a fellow Canadian.
A fellow Canadian. You're in Illinois? Awesome. Okay. I saw you did a video on soil blocks.
Yes.
So, kind of tell me, I've never done that. I've seen a couple of videos on it. Kind of tell me about seed blocks.
Seed blocks are life-changing. And I'm wishing I had done more videos on them last year, but I was starting out. I didn't really know. I kind of assumed everyone else was into soil blocks because I fell in love with it. And then, every people are like, what are soil blocks? So I got hooked on, during lockdown, the first lockdown, I got hooked watching Laura at Garden Answer, You Can't Eat the Grass, Flower Hill Farm, and Gardener's Workshop. And the lady at Gardener's Workshop does like the flower farming, and she teaches classes and she does soil blocks. And that was the first time I had ever seen them. And I was just absolutely amazed. So for me, it was the space savings, because I'm in a townhouse. I can grow on trays in the window, and in the size of like a regular 48 cell tray that you would normally start seeds in. You can use like a cookie sheet or a meat tray that same size. I can get like 280 plants.
Wow.
Because each cell is only a 3/4 of an inch block by 3/4 of an inch block. So the stamp thing, it's about this big square, and it has 20 little blocks in it, right? And you just go boom, boom. And it's perfect for any kind of annual, as long as the seed isn't too big for the thing. So like nasturtiums, the larger sunflowers, some of those you have to go to the larger blocks. So I also have the 2-inch blocks. But what's really cool is if you're not just putting them straight out into the garden, which they'll grow, like if you're doing zinnias and things like that, you can just leave them in those little soil blocks. But if you need to pot them up, the 2-inch soil block has a hole in the top that's the exact size as the 3/4 inch block. And you literally just go plop. And so there's no root shock. There's nothing. And what I love about it is I can get like 10 times as many plants in the same amount of space to start with my seeds. We built the little DIY greenhouse this year. I can get them all out there in the others, when I pot them up into the larger soil blocks as well. And there's no waste. I'm not storing little tiny plastic containers everywhere. I'm not trying to find my plastic containers. I'm not having to clean them out. I was just like, oh my God. I mean, it was expensive. Don't get me wrong. It was the initial purchase price here in Canada. I think I paid $72 for both sets. And it came with free shipping, but that's like the Canadian price, because as of last year, they were only made in one small factory in England. It's like a family-run operation. But I think there are some knockoff ones now in the marketplace. So, but honestly, hands down, I do not regret it. I love it. It's amazing. Wow. And you can use regular soil. You don't have to use the expensive seed starting mix. You can just use regular potting mix. So it's just the initial price, but after that, every year from now on, it's going to be cheap.
I'm going to attempt to grow peppers in the fall and winter under a grow light with a heating mat. I'm going to try that for the first time. I did start seeds in the early fall last year. I started some seedlings under the grow light for the first time I ever done it. But this year I'm going to try growing the peppers under the grow light with the heating mat. I'm just going to see if it'll even. I've seen some other people do it, so I just thought I'm going to give that a try, see if it works.
Oh yeah, it'll work.
I'm hoping so. I may have to move where I had it last time, because it's going to be going through the winter, and I don't think it needs to be like right by the back door. I think I need to move it in. There's another set of trays over there, so I have to get my husband to move it. I haven't told him yet.
Surprise!
But I got my heating mats already, so that's good. And I'm going to put it on like I was going to put it on a baker's rack, but I also have racks in there where I used to keep like cans and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Not there anymore, because I decided it was going to get too warm and that wasn't going to be good for the cans. So I don't store anything out there anymore. But anyway, I want to move them over there. Maybe that'll work. I saw a video where you were making huckleberry salsa and jam. So huckleberry's pretty prevalent there in Canada.
No, these are not regular huckleberries. It's called garden huckleberry. I got the seeds through Baker Creek, and it is actually also known as black nightshade. So it's in the nightshade family, like tomatoes, peppers, eggplant. So anyone can grow them anywhere. It's an annual. It's just called garden huckleberry. And a similar name is called wonderberry. It's a similar variety, I guess. Not to be confused with deadly nightshade. But it does grow wild in places in the US and Canada. A lot of people pull it out thinking they're like, oh, because I saw it in so many gardening groups. People are like, what is this growing? They're like, oh, pull it out. It's nightshade. It's nightshade. And I'm like, well, it is nightshade, but it's black nightshade. Eggplants are nightshades. Tomatoes are nightshades. So it's actually not a berry. Well, I guess it's a berry in the way that like, it's more like a tomatillo, kind of like, that's what it tastes like raw. It just really tastes kind of green and like doesn't really have much flavor. But once you cook it and you add the sugar, it is amazing. We had some last night on we had crackers with some sharp cheddar cheese and a little bit of the huckleberry jam on it. So good. So good. Really enjoying it. Yeah.
Sounds good. I was wondering. I was like, well, I know right around the Montana area because my sister-in-law on the hunt for Huckleberry. And I was like, well, maybe it's in Canada.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not true huckleberries. I don't know why they call it that just because it looks similar to it. Yeah, but it's not a true huckleberry. But
hi, Farm and HVAC. Hi, Shelly on the Pine Tree Hill.
Hi, Farm and HVAC.
When I was watching, I saw a lot of stuff about flowers. So before this year, you grew mostly flowers, but now you're growing probably more vegetables.
I don't know if I'd say more. I just might have focused more on the vegetables in the videos. I don't know. Like my goal kind of this year was, especially before I did a lot of the seed swaps, was to really do a lot more cut flowers. So I did a lot of cut flower arrangements last year. I really had a lot of fun with that. I was watching a lot of flower farming videos. And so that was kind of my focus going into the seed swaps. And I did get a lot of different seeds and varieties. But then in the seed swaps, people keep throwing vegetables at me too. So I kind of added those in. And a lot of it was just because what was going on. Like I didn't know what stores were going to be open. And, it's kind of a pain in the butt to go to the store sometimes. So I figured, you know what, if I can grow more food, so be it. So.
Are y'all on lockdown right now?
No, we got out of lockdown this summer. I don't know. It was very long. I mean, we still have some restrictions. You have to wear masks indoors. They have the vaccine mandate. So certain stores and restaurants, you have to be double vaccinated to go into those. So, there are restrictions on. It's not like we're not like wide open, but we're not in lockdown. Yeah. Like you can go to a restaurant, you can go get your hair done. You can get your nails done. You can go shopping. So, but that was all shut down. Yeah. Until like through this summer for months on end,
I like to ask these questions because I don't always know, sometimes how other places are going with that. Even different states are totally different. Like Texas is totally different from Arizona and Montana and Arkansas, and everybody's got different things going on right now. And let's see, you tried to grow onion this year. Well, I bring that up only because my onion didn't do very well either. My green onions did great. My red onions. Hello, Dark 30 Outdoors.
Yeah, it was my first year.
Did you learn anything you could take into next year?
Yeah, I think what happened was I had planted them, and then I had read people are like, oh, interplant your radishes with your onions because they ripen sooner, and you can, use the space. And I needed to use the space, so I did that. I had them in the buckets, and then, like I said, the radishes didn't bulb up, and so then I thought, oh well, I'll just let them grow and eat the seed pods, and so then they just shaded out the onions, and we were busy with work during that time, and I just didn't think it through. So I think it's just they just didn't get enough sun.
Yeah, next year didn't grow.
They're going up on the hill, full sun. I'm doing it again. Normally I wouldn't bother growing onions because they're cheap, so I don't usually grow a lot of root vegetables because I have limited space. But I really wanted to grow the Walla Wallas because I grew up on the West Coast and I miss the Walla Walla onions, and they're very pricey here. So I thought, I can grow my own wallas. The what?
Is Walla Walla the green ones or
no, it's like a big sweet onion, kind of like a Vidalia.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a super, super sweet onion. Yeah.
I think somebody sent me seed for that.
Oh.
I want to say somebody sent me seed for that. And it wasn't even, it might have been Garden State Gardener.
It's a long day onion though.
So it may not grow here, you think?
It's possible.
I'm going to look back. I haven't gone back to
Look that up.
re-inventory my seed. I know I got some more green onions, and I don't seem to have trouble growing those.
Yeah, my green onions I did fine with, so.
Yeah, those did fine, but those red, I did red onion is what I did, and well, it didn't help that I did fabric cloth, and so the weeds were growing in the hole. I cut like a hole in fabric cloth, and it was too big of a hole, and so the weeds were, it was just a mess. And finally, I was just like, I give up. I give up on these wagons. I told my husband, let's just plow it over. We're done.
Yeah, you're like, nope.
I did harvest some tops, some of the tops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So, yeah, I didn't do very well with garlic either, so. I had a few failures this year. It definitely wasn't a full success. Do you have a regular live schedule? Do you have a specific day that you go live?
I go live Thursday nights at 8. I've been doing every other Thursday, but I'm thinking going into the winter months, I might go every week, or I might throw it like every other Thursday and every other random Saturday. I don't know, afternoon or whatever. Whenever if I see that there's no one else live and then I feel like going on, I'm just gonna have less and less like garden content. But I still have a lot to say. So
yeah. Oh yeah, you could still be teaching gardening stuff in the winter. Hi, Monica Cates.
Hi, Granny Marino.
Hi, Granny Marino.
Oh, hi, Monica.
Yeah, I noticed that you did a couple of cooking videos. So a lot of the gardening people that don't normally do cooking stuff during the winter will turn around and make a couple of recipes just to make to have some content. Even like John at Will It Grow, he'll I remember last year he when everything started being frozen outside and stuff, he would start making videos roasting peppers and making his I don't know, fried oysters or whatever kind of oysters he was making. But yeah. Anyway, I always laugh when he makes cooking videos. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he says, Donnie, how do you turn the oven on? I'm like, oh my gosh, did you really just say that? I'm sure it looked like it tasted really good, but
yeah, I have a pepper roasting video coming soon.
Yeah, that he was roasting the peppers, and then he was going to make some kind of I know it was tomatoes. He was roasting the tomatoes, and he was making like a spaghetti sauce. I think like a roasted tomato spaghetti sauce. It looked really good, and he had like
fancy.
All different kinds of tomatoes.
That'd be beautiful.
And this and that, and all the orange and yellow and red and all these different colors of tomatoes. Like, wow, I bet that was some really good spaghetti sauce he was making there. Do you how big is the property that you live on? Like, you said you live in a condo. That's right, you did say that.
Yeah, I'm in a townhouse. It's about, I don't know how wide it is. 17 feet wide, maybe, the yard. But then it goes back, and then it goes out, and then it goes up a hill in the back to the fence along. So I think it's about, I think we have like a 70-foot hose that goes up to the top. I can't swear to it. I've never really, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it goes out, and then it's got the hill, and then it's got the big wall behind, and then the train tracks are right behind there. So
yeah,
we are on the main CN rail line. So
yeah, so you're used to the train sound all the time, huh?
Yep.
I bet you probably can sleep right through that, huh?
Yes, and thankfully they've kind of turned over, and most of the locomotives are a lot newer than they used to be. Like they used to like rattle the windows, like when they would go in the middle of the night. Some nights you just wake up like there's a train coming through the bedroom.
Yeah, wow.
But now you only every once in a while you'll get one that's like that, and you're like, ooh, that's an old train. So
yeah, that's funny. Do you guys have a cat, dog, fish, hamster?
We just have the one dog, Gizmo, who is a pug who loves tomatoes and foraging in the garden, and he will be 16 in January. So
16.
Yep.
That's a cat that's almost that old.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He was my mom's cat, and my mom was moving from the house that her and my dad lived in to a retirement type community because she couldn't really keep up with it anymore. And and I just got through living with her right before I got married, and I didn't want her to go to a shelter somewhere where she would get killed.
Yeah.
So I decided to take her in. So when my mom comes to visit, she still gets to see her. So she's happy about that. So she'll just hold her and spoil her and all that
Aw,
when she comes.
that's so sweet. I'm sure they both appreciate that.
Yeah. Occasionally, I'll send one of my cat food coupons to her house, and she'll bring it back to me, and she'll say, "Here, I'm helping you with the cat food," But I'll send them to her house, and that's her way of kind of helping me,
Aw, that's sweet.
helping me feed the babies over here. But yeah, I'm constantly getting those free Purina cat food coupons, so it's crazy.
Oh,
She's
nice.
like,
Yeah.
"Send one to my house so I can help." I'm like, "Sure, I'll do that."
Oh my gosh, Pups and Crochet just said her puppy is a Chihuahua mix mini greyhound and will be 19 in February.
19. Wow.
I can't even imagine how grumpy Gizmo would be at 19.
Ooh, yeah. A baby's
He's
definitely
he's
a little
getting
grumpier
crabby.
than he
Yeah,
used to
he
be.
can't do the stairs anymore, so he's just like, if he's upstairs and wants to be downstairs, or he hears you go by or whatever, he just does this really demanding bark, like, come get me. And I'm like, dude, my hands are full. I can't carry you right now. You just wait a minute. And he's like, "Arr!" So,
Oh.
yeah. Hey, Ed, welcome in.
Hi, Crazy Ed's Homestead. Half Chihuahua and half mini greyhound, 19.
27. What? Is that a typo?
Oh.
She's on my videos and she has no teeth. I carry her. Aw. Yeah, Gizmo still has some teeth. I don't know if he should or not, but he still has them.
I've seen that dog of hers, and it doesn't look.
It doesn't look that low. Wow.
It's funny how sometimes they don't look their age. That's weird. So I know you do gardening. What kind of other hobbies do you have?
My main other hobby would be sewing.
Selling?
Sewing.
Oh, sewing.
Sewing, yeah. I do a lot of sewing.
A lot of sewing. Okay.
Like
I know you said you did crochet. So
Uh,
I heard you in a part of a live that I watched today, where you said you made a sweater that everybody complimented you on, but it was too hot that day, so you didn't have it on, but you had
this is the sweater. This is the
Oh,
sweater.
that's the sweater? Oh.
Yeah, it's hard to sell on the thing. So it's got like the sleeves. It's got, oh, I can't see it. And I'm curled up in my robe that I made. I can't pull it up any higher. Yeah, in my last live Thursday night, I like the whole first 15 minutes or so, I just kind of did a bit of a slideshow of all the different things that I've sewn and made. So this is for a pattern test that I did. So the pattern was just released on Friday. So I do a few different like pattern tests. So what they do is they send you the pattern, you read it over, you find any errors or mistakes in the pattern part, which I suck at. I am not good at editing at all. But then you sew it, you pick your size, you sew it up, and then you give them feedback, and then you take pictures, and then you try to take nice pictures so that they can use that for promotion and on their ads, and then you promote it on the different groups, and you get a free pattern or two out of it. So
that's cool. My mom would probably like something like that.
Yeah, and
she was wanting to make aprons, and she's like, last time I made aprons, the patterns were so expensive, and on the girls I did the same one, but I would just change the pattern and the material, and the ruffle or whatever would be in different places. My phone's trying to ring on me right now, but it's like a spam call. But anyway, I think she might going to be making me one for this year. She didn't tell me right out, but I just reading between the lines. I'm thinking she's making it for me to use on my cooking videos. So
we'll see nice.
So last year she made me these curtains back here.
Oh, very nice.
You see them?
Oh, yeah. I see them. Oh, they're pretty.
Mm-hmm. And then she made like one of those You know the plastic bag holders that you hold your plastic bags you get like from Walmart or whatever.
Oh yeah, yep.
I don't know if y'all have those there or not, or if y'all use cloth, but she made one of those, and then she made like a, I don't know what you would call it. I'm going to call it like a drapery kind of cloth. It's so like when I make a video, I can lay it down and put the plate on top of it and it looks pretty. It's like a cloth that goes with everything that's kind of for the videos or whatever. But anyway,
Like
it's
a
pretty.
tablecloth or just like a backdrop type?
It's kind of like a tablecloth. You would lay it out on the counter and then put whatever food you're trying to display there. So, I mean, she made it specifically to go with everything, you know.
Oh, nice. So like more like a backdrop then for your.
Yeah, like a backdrop for, yeah. And I even, yeah, we were just talking about cute little things to do in the little cooking videos, like buy little special little plates and stuff like that. And just because after you take a picture of the same burgundy plate, you're like, okay, I need a little bit different something, you know. So
Yep, spice it up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I bought a really pretty kind of a vintage tablecloth at an antique store, but I refuse to use it because it's so pretty. And it's like white background, and then it's got like pink and little houses and stuff on it. And so then when I did one of my craft shows, I thought, oh, I can use this as a backdrop. It's so pretty to put on the table. But it was way too busy, and all of the stuff I had, it looked terrible. So I just had to use a plain tablecloth. So it's still in there. So someday I'll think of something to do with it. Maybe I could make like an actual backdrop here. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, if I come across any nice apron patterns, there's a lot of free PDF patterns out there. I think I have a few free apron ones. I'll send the links your way for your mom.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. She'd love that.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's probably going to be making more than one. I might not be the only one getting one. I don't know. We'll see. She always has her little projects. For a while there, she was making the mask.
Oh, yeah.
And she was selling them and giving them away and donating them to charities and all kinds of stuff. So she said it kept her busy during the lockdown stuff.
So many people learned to sew, and it's funny because so many small businesses around here just suffered horribly through the shutdowns. But some of the local fabric shops actually did amazing. And the one near me, they expanded because so many people wanted to make masks. So they had to buy sewing machines because they sell machines there as well. And they bought fabric. People had time. All these people that had bought sewing machines in the past and never had time to actually sew. You're stuck at home, nowhere to go. So yeah, sewing was huge last year. People really, really gravitated to it. So,
and all the elastic, like she was using that elastic stuff.
Oh yeah.
Pieces. And I actually preferred the ones she bought that were almost like a hair tie. They were thinner and they didn't bother my ears as much.
The fold over elastic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I pretty much picked, I got to pick my own patterns. And so I have my own masks that are my own little patterns that she made.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. No, I actually didn't. That's the one thing I actually didn't really sew any masks last year. For work, we have N95s and I wear a P100 respirator to work. So we just wore that. I just still wear that when I go to the store anyways. It's a lot easier to breathe in. It's comfortable and it's,
Yeah, she made some of them where they would have like some kind of a thing right here. And then she would put that stiffener on it. And so when you talked, it didn't like touch your lips as you were talking.
Yeah.
So it would stick out a little bit from your mouth so you could talk without feeling like you're eating it. Which I have a little bit of breathing problems, so it's kind of hard for me to wear them, but I try.
Yeah, I used one of the disposable, like the medical, just the blue ones that have the pleats.
Yeah.
We had a box of them or whatever, so I grabbed one. I was in the car one day. I didn't have my regular mask, and I went into the store, and it just like the whole time you're breathing, it's like literally going in your mouth. I'm like, oh, this is annoying. No.
Yeah, I cannot shop like that. Like, I tried a couple of times. I can do it when I'm just running in for something real quick.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing like a whole list, it's hard for me to be in a store that long with it on. with having asthma and then a deviated septum on one side. I'm like, I cannot breathe.
Yeah, it's just
it's fogging up.
To me, it was just annoying. Yeah, and it fogs up and stuff if you have glasses or sunglasses. So, I mean, we have to wear the masks the whole time we're on a job. So we just end up wearing the respirators. It's a lot easier.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, you said, okay, so you're working now. What kind of job do you do?
I work with my husband in construction. We do drywall taping and like stucco ceiling repairs. So residential mainly. So that's like every day we're in, someone else's house kind of a thing. So during the lockdowns, like last year in 2020, like we were locked down for 3 months. We had no work. And then we've gone probably a total, I would guess, of say 8 or 9 months with no work, kind of broken up during the different lockdowns over the past year and a half. So
yeah,
plenty of time to garden.
Yeah.
And so when we were in lockdown, it was easier. I was gardening. It was easier to do the videos. I, could leisurely do the editing. And then it's like we got back to work and it's busy and it's just harder to kind of fit it in. I'm tired when I get home. So
yeah. Hi, Shaky. Yeah.
It comes and it goes, right? So yeah. But
I had a work injury a couple of years ago, and I tried to go back to work a couple of times, and the back and the neck are still too messed up. The only thing I could really do would be like a sit down job, and this is a small town.
Oh yeah.
I can't seem to find anything. I don't know the right people, because when you're in a small town, you have to know the right people to get certain kinds of jobs. But anyway.
Well, if you go on Instagram, there's plenty of people posting links on how they made millions of dollars, with the
yeah,
work from home, all those scams.
I'm working on some things I can do from home. One of them is been suggested to me to write a book.
Wow.
Not like a big long novel, right? Just like a little short coffee table type book. And supposedly you write the book first, then you present it to Amazon of all places.
Oh, okay.
And then they sell it or whatever. And then, I guess some people pay for like a proofreader, right? But I have a stepdaughter that is like brilliant. So I know I could send it through each member of my family, and between all of them, I think they could probably get my mistakes out of there. Not to mention, I'm not too bad with English and grammar and spelling myself. So
do not send it to me.
Yeah, I'm like, we'll start with this one that can't spell, then we'll send it to Daddy, and then we'll send it to the oldest last, because she is just like smart. And I bet they could find everything in there. And it's going to be, I think when I'm going to start with a simple subject, and I'm going to just kind of do my couponing, how to modern day couponing in 2022 or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Something simple. It'll kind of go along with my coupon channel, and I'll just follow people along with the steps of how you do it nowadays. Which, if you're broke and you need free stuff and free coupons, follow Coupon Gail, because she's telling you how to get free stuff. And she's not getting anything out of it, except for her own free stuff. But you can get the same free stuff I got. All you got to do is go to the link, and the link's in the description box. So how everybody puts channel links in the description box, on Coupon Gail, I have the links to the company. So you can click on that. It'll take you straight to Campbell's. It'll take you straight to Frito-Lay or straight to whatever company, and you can just go and
I gotta see if there's if they apply to Canada too or not.
Yeah, let me know if you find out anything, because I've had some people ask me some questions about stuff like that, and I'm like, I'm not sure. What was the first YouTube channel that you watched?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I started watching, we started watching YouTube years ago. And I bemoaned the fact that I used to love watching all the different gardening shows on HGTV. and how they didn't have any gardening shows on HGTV. And I don't know why, for some reason, it never occurred to me to really look on YouTube for gardening channels. I went to YouTube for everything else. I learned how to sew and, recipes. I always went to YouTube. And I never really thought to actually, if I did go to search for something in particular, I would watch that video. And then that was it. I didn't think to like and subscribe. I didn't really subscribe to anyone. And so it wasn't really until spring of 2020 that I had this time and I got hooked on channels. So I would say probably the first one I got hooked on would be Garden Answer, Laura. And then after that, it was Nicole at Flower Hill Farm, You Can't Eat the Grass, and Gardener's Workshop. Those are the main four that I just every morning. I'd sit there with my coffee because I had nothing else to do. And I would watch those. And then slowly, as I was into started to kind of go into some of the live chats, and people would recommend other channels. And then I started watching other channels last year. Not a ton. It really wasn't until I started my own channel that I discovered, wow, there's this huge community of YouTube gardening. So
yeah, there is. I like In My Gardener as far as the big ones, that I go and watch. And
yeah, I didn't really watch a lot of his for some reason. I watched The Rusted Gardener as well. Gardening with James Perioni. He's hilarious. I like his channel. He's in Jersey with his little dog Tuck. I was watching Callie Kim, but I just got too frustrated when she would complain about how cold it was in January that she might have to cover her tomato plant. And I'm looking out at 3 feet of snow. I was like, nope, I can't watch her anymore.
Yeah. I started with Becky's Homestead because I got chickens, backyard chickens, and I wanted to learn. And then I went on to Homestead Tessie, and then I got into the whole Shed Wars community, and I liked gardening. Then all that.
Roots and Refuge. Roots and Refuge.
Roots and Refuge, yeah.
I think she was one of the first. I think one of the first garden videos I ever watched was hers with the cattle panel, which I still think is her biggest video ever. That was the one everyone always saw. It came up in all the search engines. And then the one where she did the greens over winter in just a clear plastic container in the soil bag. So she just cut the top part out of a soil bag, sprinkled seeds in it, and put a clear plastic bin over top to grow seeds in the winter. So it was her winter sowing method. So I had watched those.
Was it in the garden soil bag?
She just left it in the bag. Yep.
Yeah. That might have been the one I watched because
that was the first one I saw of hers. Yeah. That and the cattle panel.
Fall, I did my first one. I did the garden soil bag where I cut it out, and I did kale all fall and winter. Literally, even when it snowed that whole week, the kale did not die.
Yeah,
and it grew and grew. And then when it came spring, I put it out in the backyard on the ground. It did not do well in the backyard on the ground. It prefers the cement in the front yard where I had it the first time. So I bought myself another one. And I bought myself another bag. So I'm going to start my kale again here pretty soon. And I'm just going to let it grow through the fall and winter like I did last year.
Yeah.
I'll have that green going all winter. So it grew great there in Texas. So I figure I'll just do it again. And if it got real bad, I put the clear plastic thing over top of it.
Yep.
But there were times I forgot, or it snowed when I didn't know. And it was fine. It just kept going and going. So
yeah, I started my greens in January, so in the inside. So I started my lettuce, my spinach, and my kale, and I planted them out in March. I had them out. They were out in 27-degree weather with snow, completely unprotected. I'm well, I've heard you're all right with this, so do your thing. And they were fine. I still have some of the kale growing because I had it in such a small container, and I kept it in there all summer because I never had anywhere to put it. And I just expected it to kind of die at some point, and it didn't. And so I actually planted it out into the garden about a month ago, and it's getting big and growing. So I'm going to have kale growing for a while now. So
that's cool. I know it probably sounds late to grow it.
Really hardy. Yeah.
Last year, so I figure, well, I'm just going to start it in the bag in the place that it grew the best. So for some reason, it didn't like that ground. Maybe the cement was warmer or something.
I have no idea. Yeah.
But I definitely know that's where it grows best. So I'm just going to go back
Just
there.
do it. Yep.
Go back
Might
to
as well
where you're the best.
Might as well take advantage of it for sure. Yeah.
Right? Why argue with it? So the last question I usually ask is, do you have a question for me?
I was going to ask if you know of any couponing in Canada. Actually, this is a question.
I haven't heard of any.
Okay.
I'm hoping that someone in this area will try something.
Yeah.
And let me know. Like,
maybe I'll make that one of my goals this winter to try a few of the links. And
go. Just go. Yeah, try. I don't. Some of these companies, I would think. I've seen some that are actually say Canada, but then they have a U.S. address. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we have coupons here. I don't know. Like, the one store I'll go to, they'll have like a big board of coupons at the front you can walk in and take. And there's never anything that I would buy. And I tell myself, it's not a deal if you don't need it. Right?
So just go to my advice is go to your cabinet and find something you do actually eat. And it can't necessarily be a generic of something. But just go there and pick out whatever cereal you use, if it's Post or Kellogg's or whatever, and try to send them an email or a letter with the UPC attached and see what happens with that. But usually Kellogg's and Post, I usually do buy an actual letter.
Oh,
but there's other companies like Campbell's Soup. I wonder if you went on the same website that I went on, if they would send them to you in Canada.
I'll try. Like, what do you say? Hello.
I just as corny as it possibly could be, my family and I really enjoy your Kellogg's cereal. It is really delicious, blah, blah, blah. Been buying it for years. Thank you for making this product. Just a few lines like that.
Yeah.
And then you put your address. I wouldn't give them your phone number or anything like that, because you don't want a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, no.
But you want to give them your address, because these people are mailing you coupons. But I've had all kinds of free coupons and even boxes. I had a box show up on the front porch last week that had a whole box of protein bars.
Oh, wow.
In it. And it was the pure protein by a big natural company.
Oh, nice.
And they
Yep.
And I looked up the value. That was $16.99 value for that. So
yeah, we do a lot of our shopping for stuff like that at Costco, and so I don't know, like, Costco doesn't usually take coupons.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There's some places that I didn't think took coupons, but when you ask them, they will. Because like Walmart kept giving us a hard time about the dog food coupons. So we started doing them at United, but then United stopped carrying the brand that the cats liked. So then we went to Tractor Supply, because this is a small town. And Tractor Supply always has the brand that we need, and they have no problems taking coupons. So now we do our cat food coupons over there. So, and even Family Dollar, Dollar General, all these stores will actually take coupons.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to use a coupon at the dollar store.
My particular Dollar Tree will not take a coupon.
Right.
But supposedly you can do that in other towns, but not here, not our Dollar Tree. But our Dollar General and Family Dollar will take them.
Yeah, so Green Meadows with me on the Costco. I love Costco. Honestly, love Costco. Like, it's my favorite place to go shopping ever. I love it. I love the clothes there. I get my runners there all the time. I've got my raincoat there.
Okay, Anne-Marie.
I buy, and then the food and, oh my goodness, I love everything at Costco. Yeah.
Costco. I'm going to guess Costco is like a Sam's.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Sam's. Yeah.
That's what I've thought. We don't have one. The closest one to us is about an hour away. So that's not really something we do, but we just pretty much have 2 grocery stores, Walmart and United Supermarket, and then we have $3 stores, and then we have a drugstore.
Okay, yeah, no, I've never heard of United grocery store.
Maybe, I don't know if it's just Texas, or maybe if they have them in Oklahoma too. I'm not sure. It might be a Texas thing.
Yeah,
I
never heard
know
of it.
HEB is a Texas thing.
Yeah, I've heard of that one because they have a lot of Mexican food items, like store brand
Yes.
that I see on YouTube and stuff all the time.
On
People are
people's
using it.
channels,
They're like, "Oh,
yes.
I love my head like grated cheese or whatever." And I'm like, "What is that? Where can I get that?" And then I'm like, "Oh, it's a store brand."
Yeah. When I lived in Abilene, because now I live in Breckenridge, when I lived in Abilene in a bigger town, I used to do all my shopping at HEB, and I loved their store. They had homemade tortillas and good prices and
Nice. Yeah.
great meat selection and a huge produce section. I mean, it was huge, huge, huge. But
Good
yeah,
night,
that was.
Green Meadow. Thanks for stopping by. Friday or
Well, I
Saturday.
have enjoyed having you on tonight. It's
Oh,
been nice
thank you.
getting to know you.
Yeah, it's been nice. Just sit and chat.
Yeah, I think we had about 21, might have been the biggest number we had in tonight. You
Oh,
never can tell. There's a lot of lives on Mondays.
there's a lot of lives Monday nights. I know. There's a lot of lives every night
There's a lot of lives every night. I
because I
know.
do my live
When I picked
Thursday.
this night, I couldn't think of anybody, and now I know LG, Boots and Bounty, now Big Dream Homestead. I mean, there's quite a few. I think Jared Crocker's going on Monday nights, and maybe
Yeah.
North Shore Preparedness. I mean, I could think of a bunch now, but
Well,
when
I
I
started on
originally did
Thursday,
it,
and yeah, it's like it's like Ridgeline, so it's like great.
yeah. You're on Tuesdays or
No,
Thursdays?
Thursday
Oh, so
night.
you're against him on Thursday. I
Yeah,
sometimes I go to his
I
Tuesday.
go a bit earlier though, so people kind of, I don't know. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to, because yeah, I noticed like that after I got off my live last Thursday, there were like 3 other lives up, right? And two of them were much bigger channels. So
I think the more we
uh,
go into the fall and winter, the more we're going to be so many of us going live again at the same time
yeah,
because everybody's getting out of the yard, back into the house. And I think then we start getting bored or it's cold or rainy or whatever. And
yeah,
so
you
we
just
start
kind of want to
going
hang out and chat, and then like here, we're not really supposed to still be having like people in the house and everything, right? So to see my friends, it's like okay, we'll go for a walk now and then out, outside. Um, and so it's like I'm a very social person, and I'm like, I need interaction. I need to sit and
yeah,
chat. I mean, I work with my husband. We work together. We live together. So I need, he's heard it all. I need someone else to tell everything to.
exactly.
So
Definitely. I
So yeah,
know.
I don't know. I might start doing some more like random, like during the like if I have a day off from work, because our work schedule, we're self-employed, so some days we're like booked up, we're working 7 days a week, and then other weeks it's like we have 4 days of work or something, right? So I might just try to throw on a few more, just kind of
I
pop
need
up
to start doing
surprise.
some more on my coupon channel to help with the hours on that channel. I think I've got
Yeah.
about 300 subscribers on that channel now.
Oh, nice.
I need
Yeah.
to start.
Yep.
I need to start building up my hours now. So
Yeah, me too. I finally like hit my first 1,000. I'm like,
I haven't even looked
3
at the
more to
number
go.
on that one in a while because it was going so slow. I just kind of stopped looking at it. I'm like, right now I'm just working on the content. I'm going through
Yeah.
trying to show people the freebies for October. So my
Oh yeah.
goal is to try to reach 100 by the end of October. So I think I'm definitely going to reach that goal because I still have quite a few coupons to turn in. So.
Oh wow.
And that's just the free products. That's not like the 25-cent or $10 coupons off. Those are for the actual free items. So.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah.
I love
Oh.
free stuff.
Hi, Cosmic Cultivators. Hello, Mid South Homestead. Hi from Tennessee. I have friends in Tennessee. They are in
I haven't seen you at
Tullahoma.
all, Mid South Homestead. I haven't seen you around
Yeah,
lately.
I have friends in Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Tennessee. I have friends everywhere now.
Yeah.
I didn't used to.
They're
I
like
have friends everywhere now.
friends.
Yeah. Well,
I
there
know
are
them in real life.
yeah, there are some that I've actually met from here. Simply Jan Homestead. I've met the Crazy Ed Homestead.
Yep.
I've met Big's Dreams Homestead. I met My Apricot Tiny House. I mean, I went to the meetup last year. I don't think I'm
Oh,
going this
nice.
year, but I
Yeah.
did go to it last year. This year I'm going to Tennessee
Oh,
this
nice.
summer for a vacation. I'm going to get to meet Granny Moreno.
Oh, that'll be fun. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, she's fun. Yeah, I've met Bonnie from Artist in a Garden. So that's it so far. She lives just about an hour north of me. And then like Nino and Lo are they're in Toronto. So they're about 45 minutes away. Scott with the Brums is about a couple hours north of me. So
How far away is Lori from you, from Lori's world?
where is Lori at? Where is she at?
Vancouver Island.
Oh, all the way on the opposite coast. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now, I grew up on the West Coast, though. I grew up in the States on the West Coast. So, yeah. I am American, but I've been living in Canada for almost 18 years. So,
yeah. Originally, yeah.
I originally grew up in Oregon, yeah. Originally from Alaska, born in Alaska.
You will probably pass on your way to. I'll probably pass you.
Yeah, so I was born in Alaska, and my parents are back living up there now. And then I grew up in Oregon, and then I lived in Florida for 3 years before I met this guy. And he's from Canada. He's from here. So then we got married, and I moved up here. So I've been all around.
Yeah.
I've seen it all. I've done it all. No.
Yeah, I've lived in a few states, but mostly Texas. I lived in Texas, Mississippi, Rhode Island, and Oklahoma.
Rhode Island. That was random.
Yeah, Rhode Island. Yeah. Yeah, I know. My little country bumpkin self with, I got my little pillow and my little backpack and my little cowboy boots, and I'm riding a bus all the way from Texas to Rhode Island.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was long. 3 days of no sleeping.
Oh, my God.
People. It was terrifying. I was just young and innocent, didn't know what I was doing, but I knew enough not to go outside with those people approaching me at the Port Authority bus station. I wasn't going anywhere with any. I was terrified. I'm like, I can't even go to the bathroom. And finally, they got me on a bus, and I said, "Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom now. I'm not going to the to the bathroom in this bus station because I watched NCIS. I know what happens in there."
Yeah.
The girl, and they rob her of all her money, which I had my money spread out. So you would have had to have gotten in my boots. That was Grandpa's thing, is I was supposed to spread it out. The money that I had, I was supposed to spread in different places. So that I followed his advice, and that's what I did.
Oh, very smart. Yep.
Anyway, I had a great time with you. It was
me too. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I am going to get off the live. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in. Yes. It was.
Bye, Rochelle.
Bye.
Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Cosmic Cultivators, I got your sticker and your seeds today. Thank you very much. I'll be doing a fruit mail video probably next week because I'm going to be out of town for the rest of this week. So, and Blue Collar Homestead, what city are you in? You guys are in Texas, aren't you? Or are you in Tennessee? All right. Bye, guys. Y'all be good. I'm going to go hang out with Big Dreams Homestead. Bye, guys.